We know that the blow tank is empty and the line is empty. We then shut the valve and then open the valve, and the process continues. With dense phase conveying, we normally pick up from one point and is blown to one or several points. Has the ability to use plant air on the smaller installations. They have higher capacities due to the installation of positive pressure blower compressors and capacities from around 1 tonne to 100 tonne per hour. With dense phase conveying, the capacity is reduced over a longer distance. As a typical indication, from 80 tonne per hour at 20 metres down to 35 tonne per hour at 100 metres. They have higher conveying distances. We have put them in on some units at a kilometre conveying distance, but it also comes down to the application and what we're trying to achieve. They are normally continuous operation, and they're good on abrasive products because they have a small number of moving parts. Now we'll just move on to some bagging equipment. This is the valve baggers. I'm not too sure whether you're all using valve or open mouth, but we do the full range. We represent a company called Paypier out of Spain. I've managed to do something to this video when I've transferred it, so the quality's gone a bit funny, so I must apologise for that. So typically on valve filling, it is means by a chamber located behind the spout nozzle here. The product enters the container through a butterfly valve and then is fluidized by low pressure air, which enters the chamber from the bottom through a diffuser made of porous material. When the bag is placed on the filling nozzle, either manually or automatically, as is in the case here. Once the bag is held firmly on the nozzle by the bag gripping device, the butterfly valve and the pressure chamber equilibrium valve are simultaneously closed, while at the same time the pressurization and shut-off valves, feed shut-off valves are open. The product that is in the chamber flows uniformly inside the bag. At a predetermined time, sometime before reaching the selected rate, the feed is reduced to a trickle until the selected weight is achieved. The weighing is by a gross weighing system, which is located on the machine here, and it's weighing the bag and also the product. Ultrasound sealing is also available after the filling is complete. This seals the nozzle of the bag and prevents spillage from the nozzle and possible contamination of the product, which is especially for when used in the food industry. Typically, 3 to 5 bags are achievable on lightweight powders on a single spout unit, and this also depends on the degree of sophistication. Check weighing, metal detection and bag flatteners can be added to the system prior to palletizing and wrapping. And the final stage of the process is the palletizing and wrapping. The system shown in the video here is in southern New South Wales for palletising and hooding of potting mix. The robot is manufactured by Akura out of Japan and the hooder by Bichetti from Italy. This is a fully automated system with pallet dispenser, but simpler pallet on the floor systems are available. Varying bag configurations on the pallet are also available and comes down to the bag size, height and the client requirements. The system is controlled by PLC and remote access to the PLC is available should issues occur. Palletising rates of up to 1,200 bags or more can be achieved. The full pallet is now transported to the hooder. This is the carriage here. It goes above the unit to collect the film to be put over top of the pallet. Whilst the pallet is being moved into position underneath. The top of the film is heat sealed up here, and the length of the film is all predetermined. And then the film there is made into a cover. Then the whole pre-cover is stretched and taken over the pallet, creating a water seal pallet of product. So in conclusion, the challenges that we face as providing equipment for handling lightweight powders is that every powder that we deal with has different characteristics. Every application is different, and the key we find to success is our in-house product testing to confirm capacities, airflows, and selecting suitable equipment for the correct job prior to dispatch of the product for installation. Thank you.
When you dealing with perlite, not for filtrate, just perlite for horticulture, conveying the material, you prefer to use long sweeps?
Yes.
Or long sweeps or sharp sweeps?
Long sweep, long radius bands.
Long radius bands?
Yeah, normally with wear back.
Okay.
On them, yeah.
So with regards to the types of conveying systems, the transportation of the perlite, particularly sort of the finer materials, does it have an effect on the overall bulk density throughout the transport?
Yes, yeah.
So in a negative way, so the bulk density increases?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
So which one's the most optimal one?
For dense phase conveying, we find that there's sort of two ranges from the micron sizes that are quite low, it works very well, and from the micron sizes that are quite high, like 1,000 to 1,100, like your cements and so forth, convey very well. There's an in-between range of probably around 300 to 500, like your flour and your starch and things like that, that lean phase conveying conveys that product better than dense phase conveying. So it's the finer end of, or the lighter bulk densities and heavy ones convey well with dense phase, and there's a period in the middle where the lean phase conveys the product a lot better.
Thank you.
In your presentation for the automatic bagging with the valve pack.
Yes.
In perlite environment, it's really dusty.
Yes.
Those suction cups, do they act, are they effective, or they just start having problems and the whole thing start going?
Well, you try and keep your dust management under control to start with. But yes, they are a, you know, they have to be replaced. They're not, yeah.
Okay.
On the bulk bag filling system,
Yeah.
we saw the forklift operator come in just prior to removing the bulk bag. You had to go and tie off the top.
Yes.
In the fully automated system, is it possible to seal the top so it can be, bulk bag filling can be fully automated, or does it require an operator to do a tie off?
It requires the operator to do a tie off, yeah. Yeah. They normally come out onto the accumulation conveyor, and there's a platform where the operator can tie the bags. Yeah.
And also he has to disengage the hanger.
What's that?
The hangers are automatic?
The hangers are automatic, yeah.
And there are time, or he presses a button and it drops, or he goes to the forklift, and then from the forklift remotely he does that.
You see in the video that once you tied the bag off, he hit a button that lifted the table up to take the weight of the bag, and then the activated loops.
Okay.
Yeah. There are simplified ones where the operator can just drive in with a pallet underneath, lift the bag up and take it off without activated things. It's depending on what the client wants, and I guess how much money he wants to spend is the other key issue.
Lyndon, I've got a couple more questions, but firstly, on the hoods we saw on the last video, how do they compare to stretch wrapping for stability of pallets on trucks? Do they hold the bags in place as effectively as stretch wrapping?
They hold the bags a lot better.
Better?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, because you're getting a lot bigger stretch, where the other ones you're just running around. This one you're really stretching and pulling it, yeah. Those sort of, the hooders are taking over from the stretch wrappers as a new invention for the wrapping, but a lot more expensive. So,
Right.
yeah.
And on the Solimar fluidizers,
Yeah.
with the perlite filtrate particularly, how do they compare against the massages? Those massages that push into the side of the bags. Is there any way they can replace the massages, or do you really need the massages irrespective of the Solimar fluidizers? I know it's a different application, but I guess the question is, how effective are the Solimar fluidizers for products which are in a vessel?
Well, the Solimar fluidizer is normally placed into the hoppers of fixed vessels.
Yeah.
That's where you have most of your problem if you're rat holing or bridging a product. I'm not too sure what to say about the side massages on the, is that the ones on the bulk bags, or?
Yeah, it is. Well,
yeah.
I guess against mechanical vibration or impacts to Do you find the fluidizers are more effective than vibrators in hoppers?
They both have their places, yeah. Yeah, they do, yeah. Fluidizer is a lot more gentle. If you have the vibrators and so forth, they tend to, over time, stress the bins because they've got a lot more positive action in their things.
I have to load the next presentation up,
Yeah.
so if you want to talk amongst yourselves.
We have the valve back.